We are live from Chase Field at the conclusion of the Rate Bowl. I'm Megan Finder, and this is Matt Jacobson. Kansas State just beat Rutgers 44-41, and we'd like to talk about some key players today. Starting with Kansas State, quarterback Avery Johnson just set the record for the most passing touchdowns in a season. He also utilized offensive player Dylan Edwards, who had 196 yards today, 2 rushing touchdowns and 1 receiving touchdown. And Matthew, what do you have to say about the players at Rutgers tonight?
I want to start off with quarterback Ethan Paliak-Manis. He was 14 for 32 on the day with 237 passing yards, 1 passing touchdown, as well as 1 interception. I also want to talk about running back Antoine Raymond, who had 18 carries, 113 rushing yards, and 3 rushing touchdowns. Rutgers' offense had a good game. They just struggled to get the job done, and Kansas State came in and won.
Yeah, that's great insight, Matt. We are going to head down to the field with our field reporter, Caleb Bouchy, for more information on the post-game press conferences.
Megan, thank you so much. And, Chris Kleeman, for the head coach for the Kansas State Wildcats, talked about how this was their first win in their alternate uniforms. But a more historical fact, this was the first official bowl game win for the Big 12 Conference. West Virginia, who played the first bowl game of the bowl season, got a loss in the Frisco Bowl. So Kansas State is the first, and hopefully first of many Big 12 teams to get a win in the bowl season. Here is what Kleiman had to say, along with Rutgers head coach and the players on tonight's game.
Huge debt of gratitude to the guys that played their last game today, the seniors. They came into Rutgers when there was nothing to believe in other than us. We had no record to show for it. To say that we had some injuries would be an understatement. I didn't talk about it all year. I never used it as an excuse. I know at the break when we were 4-4, most people thought we were done. We didn't have any players.
Obviously, great win, great resolve by our guys. In a bowl game, when you get down 34-17, it's easy to throw in the towel, but not this crew. It was really important for them to finish out strong, get these seniors a win, get a 9th win, as well as catapult us into 2025, because we got a lot of good football players coming back, including the guy to my right in Dylan. And I'm just so proud of the guys of having that resolve and continuing to fight.
Yes, it just shows we wanted more for next year, and this was a great building game for next year as well. Coming in next year, especially in January, it starts then. So just trying to be diligent and work hard, really.
It was you that's why we were losing, because you would continue to tweet that we'd lose in a white jersey, a white helmet. I was doing nothing but sticking it to you, Fitz, for us to get a win in the alternate uniforms.
By the way,
next question.
I need an outside.
Some wise words from Coach Kleiman, especially hyping up and mentioning Kenny Dillingham and Arizona State's upcoming trip to Atlanta. But now taking a look here at the game's summary stats, and no surprise here, Kansas State leads total yards 542 to 401 over Rutgers. However, in the passing yard game, Rutgers leads 237 to 195 yards, but it was the rushing yards that the Wildcats favored, 347 to 164. So overall, rushing played a huge role for Kansas State in their victory tonight. And another fun fact, Kansas State fans traveled 1,120 miles just to get to this game here in downtown Phoenix, something that Coach Kleiman illustrated very beautifully in the press conference, giving a huge shout out to the marching band, which has traveled with the team all season long. Megan and Matt, back to you guys.
Thank you, Caleb. Obviously, we know this meant a lot for the seniors on both sides of the ball, but also just for the Kansas State team as a whole, as this sets up a great trajectory headed into next season. Matt, any remarks on Rutgers?
I just feel bad for the seniors. Obviously, I agree with Coach Schiano that this meant a lot to them, and obviously they came up short, but like he mentioned in the post-game press conference, losses like this are going to teach them moving forward, and football is a great teacher for life in general. So they're going to have to just learn from this one, but best of luck in the future, guys.
Speaking of the future, stay tuned to C-Trace Sports for further coverage next week in Atlanta for the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. I'm Megan Finder, and this is Matt Jacobson, C-Trace Sports.